Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2019 horror film Blood Myth, a film that is written and directed by Sean Brown and Luke Gosling, and it stars Jonathan McLean, Anna Dawson and Hannah Chalmers. Now this is a film that focuses on Jonathan McLean's character James Lincoln, who is a journalist, and he is given the task of going to a rural town in England to investigate something called the 30, which essentially is every 30 years there are disappearances take place in this rural town, and they're never seen or heard from again. So he heads out there with his pregnant fiancee to do his own investigation. However, very soon into this, his fiancée goes missing, and there's a local person called Alexandra, played by Hannah Chalmers, that believes this is connected to the local legend, the 30 legend, and his wife has been taken, and all the signs point to that. So then he has to search desperately for his missing pregnant wife, which leads him to a dangerous road of discovery, shall we say. Right, what did I think of Blood Myth? Well, it's not very good, is the first thing I shall say really about this film. It's a bit of a dull film in many ways. That suffers from some poor casting. And by that I mean the lead here, Jonathan McLean. I wouldn't go as far as to say he's a bad actor, because I don't think he was necessarily. He's just not he wasn't the right actor for this part. He was leading much of this film, and he was such an uncharismatic lead in many ways. It couldn't carry the film, his performance. And many of the other characters in this film lacked charisma, or lacked any real drive in their performance, is the best way I can describe it. They had an opportunity here to make quite an unnerving film along the lines of maybe Wicker Man, even Midsummer, the one that came out this year, and delve into that, local folklore and all these. In the UK, and it's probably the same all over the world, everywhere you go in the UK there's all these folklores and mysteries and tales of the supernatural and all this kind of stuff. Everywhere you go, every little town will have them, and I just don't think they jumped on that opportunity here in this film. It's a horror film with a serious lack of scares as well. It's more of a mystery film or anything. It's just not scary. And any scares they try and give you really are cheap jump scares, in the same vein of somebody sat in a car at night, the person gets out of the car going looking for somebody, and then lo and behold, a few seconds later there's a slap on the window, and that person scares the person inside the car and hopefully the audience. Well, it's just cheap, and I don't understand why they still do this in horror films. Maybe it's because they're conscious the film isn't going to be scary enough, so they need to add these things in to maybe trick the audience. And like I say, it was more like a mystery, like an investigation. I almost expected Inspector Frost to turn up and start helping him investigate, because this film essentially is a missing persons film for much of it. And then when what you could describe as a reveal takes place by the end, you're so disjointed from the film, so disconnected from the film, it leaves you scratching your head. It just did not cut it in regards to delivering on everything it wanted to deliver. And it wasn't scary, the mystery wasn't engaging enough, there was nowhere near enough information given on this 30. This guy's a journalist, and we get no investigation really into this 30 legend. Everything that he discovers he kind of stumbles on really, apart from one thing, and that turned out to be kind of a red herring, and he would have got nowhere without the help of this local woman, Alexandra, that helped him. And this guy's supposed to be like a journalist, and he did no research before he went, and he didn't really do any effective investigating when he got there. Now you could forgive a lot of this stuff, like I say, if this film was scary, if it was bloody and brutal and gory, and it's not at all. And anything they don't really show. You know, you might see a scythe coming down, but you don't see the cuts, or you just see some fake blood here and there. It's just a disappointment, this film. I can't really give you much of a recommendation here. I think it could have been far better if they'd have improved on the areas that I've mentioned. It's not dire in a sense of, I've seen worse, but I can't really give it much more than a 3 out of 10, unfortunately. So that is my review for Blood Myth. I would suggest it's one to avoid, but there may well be an audience out there for a film like this. So thank you very much for watching, and of course I will see you next time on Screen Stars for more reviews. Thank you.